live again with Massive Nyarlathotep with Maxine, Lottie, and William. And we will pick up where we left off, which is in a village somewhere in Kenya. And they have just gone to sleep in a hut after speaking with Old Bundari and getting a new pet, which I forget you named. You named her. What did you name her?
Isn't it Lindsay? It was Lindsay.
Oh, I thought it was Winsy.
It was Lindsay, and then I changed to Lindsay.
Lindsay. All right. SEE or Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Lindsay. All right. Whatever. All righty. Hey, it's your pet. You can name it whatever you want. All right, so let's pick back up in the village. It is nighttime. I think we can safely assume that that you all fall asleep without too much trouble. It's a little hot, and there's no bug netting or anything, so you might be annoyed by flies. But you would eventually get to sleep. And the village is very quiet at night. So, the next morning, you wake up. Who would wake up first, I wonder?
Should we roll for it?
No. It's not that exciting. So you wake up and you can hear the village is already stirring and people are moving about. And so what do?
I guess kind of peek out, see if we can find oh gosh, I need to look at my notes. What was his name? Not Bandari, the other guy. Okumba?
Okomu.
Okomo.
Okumu. Okay.
Yeah, start getting our stuff ready to go. We probably didn't unpack very much, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think we really had much except our guns.
Yeah.
No, you see that there's a woman sitting outside your hut. And she is made up in paint like that. And she's just sitting very quiet, motionless outside your hut.
You want to try out your Swahili, laddie? I know that that's not, a language they speak here, but maybe she understands it.
I can go see. Lottie pokes her head out, looks at the woman. She gives her a small wave. She looks outside the tent.
She's not actually looking at you. She's looking just straight ahead, like away from you, actually. So you kind of wave, and you don't seem to have gotten her attention.
Lottie just steps out of the small hut and walks outside, looking over and down to the woman.
When you come into her peripheral view, she turns her head and looks at you, and then glances back into the hut, and then she stands up. And you can see that she has a spear at her side, and she picks up the spear and just kind of stands with it, with the haft on the ground, and just kind of looks at you and kind of cocks her head a little bit like she's evaluating you.
She'll try Swahili and ask if she's the guide that they're looking for. We've asked for.
She says in Swahili, she said, I was told you are looking for a guide. Someone who will take you, and then she says something in Swahili that is probably beyond you. Why don't you make a Swahili roll?
All right, give me one moment.
Yep.
Cool.
You're not really sure.
I think they called it Satima, the mountain, though.
Yes, she didn't say Satima.
Okay.
It's
And
something
she's-
longer than that.
Lottie apologizes. I'm sorry. My Swahili's not very good.
She says, you are a warrior.
Yes, I am.
You can see she makes just the faintest facial expression that suggests she's not terribly impressed.
Shotgun Lottie, she goes by.
She
So-
looks at William as he appears in the doorway.
And yeah, sorry, William nods and then looks to Lottie.
So, are you the guide, or are you gonna assist us in finding a guide?
She says, what are you looking for?
We are looking for someone to take us to that dreaded mountain that you don't want to speak of.
They're speaking in Swahili right now,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
Yeah, Lottie's doing the best she can. I mean, she may not
It's
have
very-
every word. Yeah. She says, I know where you want to go. What do you want there? Do you seek your death?
We don't seek our death. We hope to seek answers, and if possible, and if we must, the death of those there.
She turns up her nose and she says, if you are prepared to seek your death, come and find me. And she turns and walks away.
What did she say?
Lottie sighs and puts a hand to her forehead. Basically, she's our guide, and once we're ready to go, then we go and see her. She put it in slightly less nice words. Mostly once, we're ready to die, then to seek her out.
Gotcha. She thinks about the calendar. How long do we have until the next new moon? I think it's like a week.
See. I need to mark off another day here, and then we'll be up to date. Yep, that was the 11th. So today is the morning of the 12th of May, and the 22nd is the new moon.
10 more days.
I reckon we need to find out exactly how long it's going to take to get there. Because personally, I don't have a clue. Where's that fella that actually speaks English?
You know where the hut is. I mean, it's not a very big village, so you remember how to get there.
Yeah, let's go over to his hut.
Okay.
Where?
Sometimes we're gonna have to get back to the hotel. Pick up Ingrid.
Yeah, and, you know, we've got some important things back there. And I'd kind of like to see what's going on with that, she looks at her notes, Tayun Koa. Anyway, the Indian witch. But only if we got time. We might be in a hurry. I don't know how long it's going to take.
Let's ask Okomu. See if he knows.
He's in there. You can see that he's mashing something up in it with a mortar and pestle. And he looks over to you. And he gives you a quick glance and then looks back at what he's doing.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Someone offered to guide us to the mountain. How long does it take to get there?
He says, that is Wanjira. She
One
is
year.
Wanjira. She is crazy, but she is prepared to die if it is necessary. The mountain is 3 days from here.
3 days. Well, I reckon we've got a few days then. If we went back to town, how could we get in touch with Wanjira?
You would have to come back here.
Yeah, who could take us back here though?
The man who brought you here, that is between you and him.
The man who brought us here, I don't think he speaks any English.
Then how did you get him to come here?
Well, someone, Kenyatta, I think, must have spoken to him. I reckon Kenyatta, I suppose, can get us back here or get us directions, I suppose.
It seems you have answered your own question.
What are you mashing up there?
It is for my master. It does not concern you.
Maxine rolls her eyes a little bit. All right, well, so much for small talk.
Is the car still here?
Yes. The you don't know where the driver is though, but the car's still here.
So,
Yeah, Lottie is about to say something, but since they're still in the presence of Okamu, she closed her mouth and waits.
anybody see that fella that drove us here? Maxine just starts looking around.
No. You don't see him outside with other people.
Might have just left the keys.
I doubt it. Maybe, but she shrugs. You know which tent is his? The fella who drove us here? Akomu?
Komu just shrugs. It is not my business.
Max looks frustrated, opens her mouth as if to say something to him, like...
He just goes on. He pours the powder into a cup, and seems quite preoccupied with what he's doing. You swear he's not looking at you on purpose, like he's purposely occupied.
William will start to look around for that guy.
Just like wandering around the village looking for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you go walking. What do the two women do?
Max is kind of glaring down at Okomu She looks over at Lottie. So, you want to look around or just wait here?
Lottie, she looks to Okomu and steps out of the tent. Looks back to Maxine to follow.
Max will nod to her, and turn back to Okomu. We'll see you later, alligator. And follow Lottie.
And Lottie looks to Maxine. I don't think we should be pressing our luck too much with Kenyatta or any of his kindness. I know that he may be wanting to help us of the sort, but I think driving there and then driving back and going back and forth too much, it's going to be too much.
Nah, I agree. But we gotta have some way of getting in contact with this guide.
Or we could just bring her with us.
She may not want to come until it's time, but sure. Uh, she shrugs. If we can find her, we can ask.
Lottie scratches the side of her head. You might be right with the whole, we go right away once we speak to her, but I know the sooner that we go to the actual mountain, the better. I think the closer we get to the date, the more dangerous it's gonna get.
Huh. You might be right. She thinks for a minute. I mean, in the past, we was kind of waiting for the new moon because we knew that was where the bads were gonna be on that time. But I guess maybe it ain't no secret where they are this time. All right. We still need to go get Ingrid.
Yeah, I do. Need to make sure things are secure. I don't think that we should be leaving them in any sort of place if we can. Of course, I have to make sure that we have all our gear, camping supplies, and nets and such.
I was hoping to get better arms, see if we could. I mean, we've got a lizard, and we've got a magic fly swatter, but maybe some grenades or something.
Perhaps we can see if our guide wants to come with us back and stay in the hotel for a few days. I don't know if she'd be up for that. Or if would they let her? I don't know.
Maybe if we said she was a servant. Gosh. Seems kind of undignified now that I think about it, but that's probably the way it's done.
William is wandering about the village, and you notice a tall woman watching you from a doorway, and she turns back into the inside and says something, like not exactly shouting it, but calling out something, and as you get closer, your driver comes out of the hut, pulling his pants up and putting his shirt back on, and he just gives her a big smile, and comes over, and he says something, some long sentence, a question in some Kenyan dialect, and points over to the car.
William smiles and nods to him, and hey, chap, didn't mean to burden you. Yes, and he does kind of moves his hands back and forth as if he was driving the wheel, or using the driving wheel.
Yeah.
Points toward the car.
He smiles and does the driving thing, and he just walks past you on towards the car, buttoning up his shirt.
William nods and straightens his hat and starts to look for Lottie and Maxine.
The tall-haired woman gives you a look for a moment.
William will pick his hat up for a minute and kind of like a gesture of hello.
She just kind of smiles, nods her head, and then turns and walks back into the hut.
When he sees Lottie and Maxine, he's... Well, I found him. Seems we're ready to go.
I think we was maybe gonna see if she thinks about the name Wanjira wanted to come with us.
Ella, think about it. You think that is it? How many days? 3 days from here in this particular point, or 3 days from the city of Nairobi?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we're several hours away. If they're talking about walking or driving, I don't know. I think we are south or southeast. Are we southeast? That's the impression I got.
Yep, generally. Mm-hmm.
That
was your impression. If you had to total it all up, it seems like you generally went southeast, yeah.
It was a tight fit coming here.
I was about to say, we're not going to fit her inside. We might have to go with your plan there, Maxine, and just come back when we're ready.
Or maybe we can arrange to meet us somewhere in the native part of town in a few days. In Nairobi. What do you think?
That might work. Aye.
A mission. I know that there's a mission there.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's go find her then.
Okay. You walk around a little bit. You eventually see her on the outskirts of the village in the tree line. She's sitting, looking out over the plain beyond the trees.
I wonder why she's willing to do this.
I wonder as well. I'm sure asking her is not going to get much out of it, to be honest.
She mentioned something about dying.
Oh, Okomo said something about she's fine with dying, that's why she's fine with being our guide.
He thinks about that for a minute and...
I'll go ask her. Lottie departs from the other two, heading over to Wanjira. Clears her throat. She approaches. Sorry to bother you again.
I assume you're trying to say all this in Swahili.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
As much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, talk again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, you can
Hi.
say basic sentences. Like you're not like a first year. It's like you've had maybe 2 years of Swahili, that sort of thing. So you can do basic conversational.
Gotcha.
It's just there's a lot of words you don't know, some concepts and that. She says she just looks at you She doesn't say anything.
We have to go back to the city and prepare a few things. Is it easier to depart from Nairobi itself to get to the mountain or from here?
She says, I don't go to the city.
So we will meet you back here, most likely, if this is faster. Aye?
She just nods.
Aye.
She just
Okay.
says, how many days?
And Lottie thinks, and she says, 3 days maximum, and then we'll be back.
She just nods and then turns and looks back out over the plain.
Lottie rubs her hands together a bit awkwardly, and she comes back to the group with a bit of a strained smile on her face. Alright, change of plans. So, Angier doesn't really want to come to the city, it seems. So we're gonna come back here, within 3 days, and have our things with us.
All right.
William stands there and looks at her for a moment, kind of studying her before they walk off, interested in why she's decided to go die.
We should hurry back then and get everything we can done. Like I said, the sooner I get back, the better.
All right then, let's be off.
Okay, well, your driver is standing by the car, leaning up against it. When he sees you coming, he starts the engine, which takes a little while.
If we have him take us back to Kenyatta, well, at least we'll have someone who can translate and ask him to return and pick us up in a few days. And from there, we can leave Kenyatta out of it.
Lottie looks to the driver and speaking Swahili, she says, "Do you speak Swahili?"
Yes?
Oh, good. Would it be possible for you to drive us back here in a few days?
He puts his fingers together and rubs them.
I know what that means. And she nudges William with her elbow.
I will pay you. How much?
He... Let's see. He would want 5 pounds. It's a lot of money.
All right. She looks over to William. 5 pounds.
William can cover that, yeah.
He looks surprised when you say yes, but he
No
looks,
negotiation.
he looks very happy. And he actually even opens the door for the ladies to help them in. He's all of a sudden very solicitous.
Thank you.
And actually now in the daylight, when you can see the car up front, it's like an old roadster, but it's very badly weather beaten. It looked a lot better at night. It looks like it's seen much better days.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And he even tries to open the door for you, William, on your side.
Oh, thank you, chap.
He just gives you a big toothy smile.
And William smiles at him and tips his hat. And,
make sure to load up our
Maybe
new
give
friend
him
Lindsay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
maybe give him a tip if he can, just something small. Or
Oh yeah, sure. He takes it, and he says to Lottie in Swahili, "I like your gentleman's hat. It makes him look like a real gentleman."
He is a very real gentleman.
And he starts driving away.
Lottie looks over to William. He likes your hat.
and William was just looking at Lottie, about to ask her probably what did he say, and he smiles. And leans over to Lottie. I believe he has a lady friend in the village,
Oh, really?
so I don't believe we're putting him out too much.
Interesting. That's quite nice for him then.
All right. The drive back is noisy and bumpy, and so there really isn't much opportunity for conversation unless you're willing to yell over the wind. It is, as I said, an open top, and you are again lucky it doesn't rain. Not that it rains very often, but it doesn't appear that there is a top to put up. So you drive along. In fact, you can see that the seats and all that look like they've been rained on quite a bit over the years. And he finally drives you back, and you can start to see Nairobi come into view, and he doesn't take you into Swahili town. Instead, what he does is he drives you over close to the train station, but far enough away that like you can barely make out people, so that you figure he doesn't want to really be seen or identified or anything. He just stops the car and gets out and opens the doors for you and says in Swahili to you, Lottie, you'll have to walk the rest of the way.
Understandable. Where can we meet you in? Where can we get a hold of you to go back?
He says we can make an arrangement. He says you can speak through Mr. Kenyatta, and I will meet you at the yellow door when you arrange.
What's his name? What? She looks at him like she's going to ask, but doesn't think he'll understand. What's this fella's name?
She looks from Maxine back to the gentleman. Would make sure to get in contact, or would make sure to talk to Kenyatta. What is your name?
Driver.
Driver. Alright, driver. Well, I'm passenger.
He says, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Lottie gives him a smile and looks to Maxine and William. Alright, we have to be walking for the rest of the way, but we can get in contact with him through Kenyatta. And his name's, and she thinks for a moment. Driver, apparently.
He gets back into the car, closes the doors, and he gives you like a little. He gives William a quick little salute, and then drives away.
William will salute him back.
Rest of it's on foot. Guess we should go make sure that Ingrid is alright.
Oh yeah, Ingrid. I have a feeling she ain't going to be in a good mood when we get there.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, Maybe she didn't even notice we was gone.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
All right, I assume you walk back into town.
Oh, we'd have to take off our. Lottie takes off her robe and shoves it underneath her arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we get close to the hotel, at least.
Okay.
Back into our regular costumes.
Mm-hmm. All right, you are back at the hotel. And it's afternoon now because the drive is about a little over. It's about 3 hours actually. So it's just shortly afternoon. Ingrid is actually downstairs. You see her eating in the hotel restaurant.
Ah, there she is.
Hey, William, and she puts an arm around him. Maybe we should go shopping for some camping supplies. I think the two of us will be mighty fine in it. Maxine, I think you got this.
Oh, you're really gonna abandon me now?
Goodbye. And Lottie turns around and starts walking away.
Some friends.
William gives her a smile and leaves with Lottie.
Well, Maxine watches them go with envy. And
Yeah.
kind of takes a deep breath and straightens her shoulders and pastes a smile on her face and heads over to Ingrid's table.
She looks up and sees you coming.
She sits down at the table, kind of examines Ingrid for some sign of how mad she might be.
She looks kind of passive, really. Not particularly angry.
So, sorry if you ended up being worried. Things took a unexpected turn last night. There wasn't really any opportunity to get a message back to you.
You do what you wish. I am not your keeper.
Well, no, but, you're part of our group, and I wouldn't, worry you or leave you thinking that maybe you got left behind or anything like that. I mean, it's just things took a strange turn last night. We ended up spending the night in a Kikuya village.
That must have been interesting.
Yeah, mostly hot with a lot of flies, but we did learn some interesting things. I got something I want to show you.
She looks.
Well, I mean, I don't really want to get it out and start waving it around here, but she hands over her handbag and says, "Look in there." She's got like the fly whisk in there.
Mm-hmm. She looks at that and says, "Where did you get this?"
From some sort of shaman or witch doctor or holy man.
He gave this to you.
We told him where we was headed, and kind of what we was hoping to do, and he said that this would provide some sort of protection, I guess. What did he say? He said it would help us see evil things and protect us in some way. I'll have to ask William again. He understood it better than I did.
He gave you his fly whisk.
Yeah, is that... I mean, I don't really get it. Like, why a fly whisk is, like... I mean, I thought maybe he was joking, you know?
She shakes her head. She says, "No, this is a sign of great favor."
Oh, really? Well, I mean, his little apprentice kind of seemed put out that he gave it to me for sure.
She just nods. This is... What would it be like for you? It would be like giving someone the family Bible from your house, maybe.
Family Bible. Yeah, if only. But yeah, I take your meaning. So, he gave us something else, but that's something Lottie's got, and gotta be seen to be believed. So, I'll let you just kind of think about that, you know. That wonder what that might be. It's crazy, I'll tell you that. You won't believe it.
Okay.
So, what did you end up doing last night?
She says it was nothing very exciting, I assure you.
No problems. We saw a fella following us yesterday after you left us. I was a little worried.
You were worried about me.
Well, yeah, if they seen you with us, and they know you're with us, and you're all by yourself. I mean, these people mean business.
She just smiles and nods. You want to show me something? Let's see, I'm done eating.
Oh, I don't have it, but Lottie has it. But we can go wait up in the room, and you can tell me anything else about this fly whisk. I mean, why is that, like, special?
It's the symbol of their power as a shaman.
I guess. You sure you're done eating?
I'm not that hungry. Here, you can finish it if you want. She gets up.
Nah, if you're leaving, I'll leave too. I can always grab something later. She actually kind of grabs part of it as she's standing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a muffin or whatever.
Yeah, part of it anyway. Yeah. What's left?
Yeah,
okay.
They was making grubs or something for breakfast back at the village, and I weren't interested in that.
She's just walking along to the room.
So you didn't you didn't think see anyone following you, or notice anything out of the ordinary yesterday?
No, I was completely clueless about it.
Well,
And she just gives you a smile, but it's a very plastic smile.
Maxine kind of lets out a sigh. Look, all right, I'm trying here, Ingrid. I don't know what you want from me.
She says, I'm not sure what you want from me. You are telling me that you were worried that my life was in danger, perhaps, and yet you went off to some Kenyan village to spend the night and didn't tell me I was maybe in trouble. I'm just not sure what you want.
We didn't know we was going. They just kind of said get in the car. And I didn't realize it was going to be so far away, and it didn't occur to me until later
It's
that
okay, you don't have to make excuses.
yeah, it's not really excuses. I'm just trying to explain. I guess it probably sounds that way.
She gets in the elevator. You're on the second floor. They should have a working elevator. They're very proud of it.
Max will hop in the elevator after. Yeah, jeez. Like, I ain't good at this. I mean, I ain't used to chasing after anybody, Ingrid. I mean, usually it's the other way around.
The the elevator operator just kind of and looks a little like I'm minding my own business over here. You can see you guys are arguing about something or something.
Yeah, Max just shrugs in his direction. She doesn't really care.
Yeah, he kind of shoots you a slightly sympathetic look, and then opens the door gratefully when you get there. It's a slow elevator, and he doffs his hat and says, "You two have a nice day now."
Yeah, I'll try and. Is Ingrid have her own room, or is she staying with me and Lottie? How are we set up here at the hotel?
I assumed. Well, actually, you guys tell me. I mean,
Well, Ingrid had arranged the rooms.
Right. She got 2 rooms, and she was in one. And so how you guys wanted to do it was up to you.
Yeah, I mean, Max would have assumed that she was in there with Ingrid, and that Lottie was officially in there, and maybe not like actually. Like her stuff might be in our room.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so Ingrid goes back and back to her room. And I assume William and Lottie are in the other room, or are they there?
No, they went shopping.
Oh, they went shopping.
Supplies.
Oh, okay. So Ingrid just goes in and she says, "Where's this thing you want to show me?"
Oh well, Lottie has it. I don't know when they're gonna be back.
Well, I assume Lottie, you'd want to put it in the room.
Yeah, I think she most likely saw
this cage,
yeah,
this
like
wooden cage. Yeah.
Probably Ingrid left Maxine, grabbed William, left, and then realized, oh, we have a bunch of stuff and guns. We should probably put some of this away.
Yep.
And went back up to the room and probably caught a couple bugs for Lindsay. Gave her some bugs and said, all right,
yum yum.
Have fun.
Slurp slurp.
Yeah, okay.
And then put her under a little cloth just in case the help came.
Yeah.
So maybe Max is starting to talk about Lottie having it, and she looks around the room and sees that shape that might be a cage covered up. And she's, oh, it is here. All right, brace yourself. And she goes over and she picks it up with the cover on it, like, I don't know, some sort of blanket or pillowcase, and kind of sits down in front of Ingrid. Are you sure you want to see it?
Oh, good God, just show it to me already.
All right. She kind of tries to smile and slowly pulls off the cover. kind of halfway turned away from it herself because it seriously creeps her out.
Okay. Ingrid looks at it and then gets closer and looks closer. She's not making much of a reaction that you can see, but she's obviously very curious.
What do you make of that? I mean, I asked
don't know what it is.
Obendari, that was like the shaman, the holy man, where it came from. And he said he brought it back from one of his trips, from his travels. But the thing is, the way he travels is like, I don't know, he meditates and like leaves his body and goes places or something. So I don't know what he meant by that.
Ingrid kind of gives you an uncertain look, and she says it looks like some sort of lizard or chameleon, but it's unusual.
It's standing on its hind legs and it's got one eye in the center of its head. That ain't no lizard.
No, it's not exactly a lizard, that is for sure. Actually, it has two eyes. When it turns its head, the mouth is vertical, and there are two eyes on one on either side of its head. So in the picture, it kind of looks like, it kind of maybe looks like it has one. I can see how you're looking at it, but actually, on the left.
Gotcha. It's like it's got a mouth in the back of its head and two eyes in the front or something.
Yeah, it's like the eyes are very wide apart, and there's a giant vertical mouth down the middle of its head. Yeah, it's very strange. She just says there are all kinds of strange things in nature, though.
That thing ain't natural.
If you say so. I have seen some very strange things.
He said it's who is not what she seems, and that she eats flies, and that she thinks
that makes sense.
Evil things are flies, and she can like sense them. And he said to release her at a time of dire need or something like that, and then to stand back.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
He says the mouth looks like it could chew your finger off.
No, I think he meant it's like a magic thing. Like it's gonna do something, I don't know, more drastic.
More than chew your finger off.
More than chew your finger off. Like maybe chew your face off.
Well, I'm half curious to open the cage and find out.
No, don't do that. She kind of pulls it back away from her. Lottie would kill me.
I'm not serious. I'm not going to really do it. It's not my pet. It's yours.
It's
or
not
Lottie's.
really my pet.
Lottie's pet, then.
Yeah, definitely not my pet. I mean, not that I don't like you, Lindsay, she says to the cage.
Lindsay looks at you, and her two eyes blink. Her little teeth kind of snap shut and open, snap shut. And her little tongue flicks out in your general direction.
Okay, so yeah, that was an interesting time. I wish you'd been with us. I wish you hadn't gone back to the hotel.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, another thing. That gosh, I'm having one of those days where I can't remember names.
Who are you thinking of?
The Australian guy.
Oh, Nails.
Nails. Yeah. Nails. He decided he's not going to be coming along with us after all.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
Why are you sorry for me?
You seem to like him.
She shakes her head. I mean, not especially. He was just would have been useful to have along. Extra gun, extra body, but she shrugs. We found us another guide back in the village. A woman who's willing to show us the way.
All right. Well, when do we leave?
We got someone who's going to drive us back to the village. We told the guide in about 3 days. You think you could be ready that soon?
I'm ready now.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could get a little better equipped before we try this.
She just nods. All right. Well, let me know what I can do, and I will help.
Yeah. I mean, are you sure you want to go, Ingrid?
That's why
When we
I'm
went
here.
up there, old Bandari was telling us that there's that Mweru woman is up on the mountain, and she is the one who kills all the villages and summons monsters, and basically it's not going to be a walk in the park.
I was not
If we go up
expecting a
there,
walk in the park.
we might not come back.
I know this. If that is what happens, then that is what happens. I would rather not have that be the last place that I am on this earth, but if that is what it comes to, then I will still have to do it. I cannot hide from this anymore. I must understand. And this is the time. I know this. I feel this. If I do not go, I will never have my answer.
I understand. I respect that, I guess. But you know, it's strange. I go my whole life. You know, there's been maybe 3 people in my whole life. My ma, my brother, and I guess my cat Mittens don't count as a person, but 3 people who actually ever said they gave a damn about me and meant it. And they're all dead, and other than them, I'm not sure there's anybody that I ever really cared, one way or another, what happened to them. And now I'm on my way to what's very possibly certain death, and the only 3 people left in this world now that I care about are putting themselves in the path of it too.
You can see she kind of takes a deep breath, and she reaches out and puts a hand on your arm and says, "You will not be alone. We will be there. I will be there." And
Mac,
yep, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Then she stands up and kind of takes her hand back and folds her arms and walks over to the window and opens it just to look out.
And Max looks at her and says, yeah, if I was a better person, I guess I'd say I wish that weren't the case, that you was all staying safe behind, but I guess deep down I am glad you're gonna be there.
You are not a bad person, Maxine.
Max shrugs, even though I'm not sure Ingrid's actually facing her.
She's not.
Well, I suppose one of these days I'll stand before the Almighty and we'll find out.
I suppose. Somehow I know that even he does not have the answers I am looking for. Sacrilegious. But true, I think.
Yeah, well, if you want sacrilegious, you came to the right place. She walks over to where Ingrid is and just kind of reaches out and takes her hand.
She lets you.
I think that she just kind of stays there, holding her hand quietly, looking out the window for a while.
Okay. I think we can jump over to William and Lottie. You guys are shopping.
Aye.
So, what are you looking to get? You don't have to be super detailed, but
So Lottie thinks about the things that she had purchased before, or had things purchased for her when they went on digs and whatnot. So tents, flashlights, rations, canteens, etc., etc. So most of her prep is very similar to what she would do when she's going on a dig.
okay. The flashlights will be tough. Oil lamps are much, much more readily available. But you might get lucky and find a flashlight or two.
Now, oil lamps might be the best in this case, to be honest. And probably cheaper, I would say.
Oh yeah, I mean a flashlight. They're just, you're not going to find a ton of batteries here.
Yeah, she's just gonna get some oil lamps then. Some oil.
What you'd probably find is like a hand cranked flashlight that works for a little while.
We actually have still flashlights.
Oh, good. We got those. But let's get some. Well, she'll suggest some oil lamps and such, just in case.
Okay.
Some rope.
Right.
Rope, yes,
That's always good.
An extra lighter.
My Thursday night gaming group is always lacking rope and always finding reasons why they needed rope.
A compass too, if we can find one.
Oh yeah, compass for sure.
Indeed.
Maybe some extra clothes and some night clothes and some. Well, I mean, I already have lots of clothes.
Map?
But maps.
Well, we can have a little shopping montage here again, just like we had in was it London where you had a shopping montage? I can't remember. Yeah.
It's a 2.5 hour shopping game.
Yeah.
Roll to
while they're looking. While they're looking, William's going to be oh, that looks good. And then he looks at me. So what is the deal with Maxine and Ingrid?
Oh, Lottie. She thinks for a moment and frowns. And she's like, well, I feel like, for one, I really have to suggest to both of them to go to the church. I'm not really sure what the Bible says on it, to be perfectly honest. When a man and a woman lie together, and to the natural order, but right now one of them's functioning, I think, in the man position. You know.
William stops what he's doing
I
for a minute.
think that was
Just
more
stares
than
at him.
what William was bargaining for.
It just stares for a long time. I see.
I don't know if they're, what's the proper term for it? Being intimate, but there's definitely romantic feelings there between the two. Yeah, at least on Ingrid's side. I don't know about Maxine. She's a bit of a sociopath.
I see. William's quiet for a little while
Yeah,
as he
he's
takes this in.
Trying to figure that out. Yeah.
But I didn't know. Maxine preferred women?
I didn't know either, to be perfectly honest. I really didn't expect that based on her behavior.
Is that more common than in America?
I don't know. I'm not American.
Well, I think William might have heard about all the licentiousness in Berlin. There's a lot of cabaret stuff going on, and loose morals and that sort of thing.
It is more common in Berlin. And he points at Lottie like he's figured it out. I see. Perhaps it is all a ploy. You know how Maxine is. She finds something useful about someone, and that's it, I'm sure.
You might be right, to be honest. That makes more sense than anything, though. I think Ingrid's fallen for it. I really feel bad for the girl.
This mountain we're going to visit, all the talk about dying, if anything were to happen, I want you to get out of there alive. If it comes to it, you leave me behind.
I don't really know if I could. I mean, I feel like in the moment I might. The same for you. If I'm stuck somewhere, just go. I'm pretty sure, though, neither of us are going to go, though, if the other's hurt or if the other's in trouble.
He thinks about it for a moment. Well, let's just hope that doesn't come.
It might, though. It might. It's the only thing.
After all, we have Lindsay to protect
True.
us.
True, do you have Lindsay? And we have a fly swatter. Yes.
And Ingrid? The Germans are tough.
Hi, there. And Maxine, she can talk her way out of pretty much anything. I'm sure if she spoke Swahili, she'd have half the town under her thumb.
Are you two edging closer and closer together as you say
Yeah.
these things?
And I imagine they probably shop for a little while, grab a few more things.
Okay.
But
Grab some lunch.
maybe I'll post a couple of things in the chat box here
Okay.
as the ideas pop in.
All right. Fair enough. That's a way to spend the afternoon getting some supplies and gear you might need. Okay. So when they return to the hotel, Maxine and Ingrid are there in their room.
Yep. Probably just talking quietly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Max would have tried to turn the conversation toward just learning more about Ingrid and, what her life was like in Germany.
Yeah, I think I would assume you two knock on their door to see if they're in, and they are, and you can tell that the air between them is clearer. It doesn't seem like there's this tension that used to be there.
Lottie had dropped off probably most of the stuff in William's room since he has the space. She knocks and she doesn't wait much. She just pushes open the door and peeks her head in. You two look content?
I think
Maxine just gives her a weird, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Ingrid is the same. It's this quizzical look of like. And then Ingrid says, "It looks like you two have been shopping."
Oh, hi, we've oh, and she looks back to William. Why didn't you? Yeah, it's your money. I mean, you can tell them all about what we bought.
Yeah.
William is like holding Lottie's hand and has enjoyed their time together a lot. So he's in a pretty good mood. But he's kind of like peeking over her shoulder, like into the room.
Jeez,
And,
come in. We ain't gonna bite, jeez.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Maxine tells me we are leaving for the mountains soon.
I have a guide and are heading back to the small village where I found our guide in the first place. It's going to be a bit of a cramped ride. There might be some tight squeezes and such as a warning.
And our guide has a death wish, I am told.
Aye, she does. She does. It seemed that when they questioned us on why we wanted to go, they wanted to make sure what we all did.
Well, I don't wish to die, but if it is necessary, then it will be. Everyone dies one day. There's a certain dignity to choosing the hour.
We ain't gonna die. We got a lizard, Max says, pointing to the cage.
Oh, did you show her Lindsay?
Yeah, and she thinks it's just a strange kind of lizard. I don't know what you all think, but yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'm not claiming to know what it is at all. I'm just saying there are many strange species in the world that are still undiscovered. It being discovered every year. There are magazines devoted to this.
I don't read them kind of magazines, I guess.
perhaps if you weren't reading dime novels.
Oh, yeah,
That is what you
yeah.
call them, yes?
I should have been better in myself. Then I'd be, much better off. I'm sure I could have found myself a well-bred, respectable husband somewhere. Instead, I'm stuck here with you lot.
William seems uncomfortable and
Max is
seeing
mostly
this.
joking.
I'm not sure that William knows that.
Yeah, he doesn't realize it yet, and he's like, oh, like with this new information, you can tell he's like a
Tiptoeing.
little off. Yeah,
Like,
and
what
he's
do I
like,
say?
we picked up some rope and a
Well,
couple of lanterns.
it's a good way to start it, not William.
Yeah, and Max is starting to catch on. She's kind of like throwing William some narrow-eyed glances. Rope, huh? What do you think we're gonna use rope for?
In case there's any climbing, perhaps, maybe.
That's why we brought separate tents. And Lottie puts her hands over her face and laughs.
Max grins as Lottie starts to lose it.
Ingrid looks at Maxine with this look of like, are you in on this joke? Like she looks confused. These two are giggling over here, and
Max just kind of pats Ingrid on the arm. Well, I think the jig's up. Ingrid, poor William here.
she obviously still doesn't have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll explain it to you later.
All right. It's nothing, I'm sure.
Is there anything else we need, Brett? Anything you might need, Ingrid?
I'm sure you've thought of things, but I'll look it over and see if I can think of anything else. We must have plenty of water and iodine tablets and food, of course.
You think we're gonna need like a alpaca or whatever they got around here?
Well, if we are going to be transported in a vehicle, I don't think an alpaca would be very helpful. If
I
they
don't
even
know. I
have
mean,
them. Isn't alpaca more of a South American thing?
yeah, if you say so. I don't know what they got around here. I wasn't sure how much of the journey was going to be by car and how much was going to be on foot. I really have no idea.
That's a good point.
And I'm going in assuming that, well, we'll be driving to the village. And then the 3 days will be on foot. That's what we've bought and prepared for.
That seems reasonable. I'm suspect that there are no roads that go in where we are going, and it would be very difficult on a vehicle.
Well, I guess then if we do end up picking up an animal, it'll be at the village. We definitely should get food here, though, because I don't want any grubs.
I'm not partial to grubs myself.
Well, we've made sure to get food and water and, compass and some lanterns and rope, as William said, and tents.
Okay. Yeah, Ingrid says she'll go over it this evening after dinner, and she says we thought we would go all out for dinner.
Oh, right, we can go out for dinner and then we can go by that, the witch's house, right, Maxine?
Oh yeah, we found out where that witch lives. The Indian lady who tried to set us all on fire on the train and killed your friend Rodney.
You found out where she is. How did you
Yeah.
manage this?
I asked Bundari. Wasn't really a trick. He just knew. Apparently, she's well known to them. She runs a tea shop in the Indian part of town. I wanted to blow a shop up, but Lottie wasn't so sure about that, so we kind of made a compromise that we'd at least go check it out.
I like this idea. You can see Ingrid's demeanor has changed a bit. She looks more serious than she was just a few moments ago.
I mean, for Rodney's sake, I think we at least need to see if it's possible to cause this lady some trouble.
I am with you on that.
I think we should be careful. Don't want to start a whole war before we go off to the mountain, get ourselves injured in the hospital again.
Yeah. The problem is we're obviously being watched. I don't know if we lost them by leaving town, but if there's any way to leave this hotel unnoticed, we should take advantage of it. Or think about how we might lose a tail once we're out. Maybe go to dinner and leave the restaurant by the back way.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, shall we
Sweet.
go to dinner then?
Dinner time, yeah.
All right. Go downstairs and have dinner. Ingrid seems a little serious, but she's more talkative than she was the night before. But you can tell she's distracted and obviously thinking about this new information.
Max, just in case, has made sure that she has her handy dandy, lock picks or whatnot.
Pistol.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Before they leave, I think she'll go and ask the concierge if he's heard of a tea shop in the Indian part of town that she's heard good things about.
I'll let you make a luck check for that. He has indeed.
Nice.
He says, "Oh, yes. In fact, there's a very well respected shop on Bayashara Street.
Run by a
Indian.
woman?
Yes, Miss Cower.
Ah, yeah.
Mrs.
I think that's what I heard.
Ms. Cower, I guess he would say.
She kind of tries to get directions. Not that she really knows her way around Nairobi, but enough that
he
it
explains
would make it a little easier.
Yeah, he gives you instructions how to get there. He says, you'll want to wait till the morning, of course.
Oh yeah,
Because you
of
shouldn't-
course.
He said you shouldn't be wandering around the Indian Quarter after dark.
Oh
He
yeah,
says,
I
but it's
understand.
fairly safe during the daytime.
Well, thank you very much. And she'll leave it. And have they noticed if there is another exit in the back?
Well, there's certainly a door that the wait staff keep going in and out of. So you could go through the kitchen. You don't know if there's a back door, but I don't know that you.
Oh, shoot. I kept meaning to ask about our rooms. I had this plan to get a room on the first floor, but we're on the... Which floor are we on?
You're on this. There's only 2 floors.
On the second floor?
Yep. Ingrid thought it would be safer on the second floor.
Okay. She goes back and reports. So, we can try to leave out the back, which is going to seem a little weird to the wait staff, but they probably won't stop us. We can walk out the front door and find another way to kind of wend our way over to that part of town. Or we could wait until dark and sneak out the window.
I don't know much about windows. I mean, we do have rope. So that I'll have. But, maybe we should just go behind, through the back.
I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen, right?
Falling.
The going out the back. I mean,
Aye.
yeah, falling ain't good, for sure. And the worst thing that happens here is someone says you can't go this way. But by then, maybe we're already out. So let's give it a try.
All right, leaving through the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a couple of curious glances, but nobody stops you.
Right.
And there is, of course, a back door. I don't think there's a restaurant kitchen in the world that doesn't have a door that goes out to a back alley to throw trash and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you go out and deposit onto a back alley.
And then I think we maybe kind of take a long way around to avoid anybody watching the front of the restaurant or the hotel and head over to Indian Town.
Okay. All right.
Should we put our Indian disguises on?
Well, we've got like robes, but I don't think they make us look like Indians. I think they make us look like weirdos.
White people with robes.
Oh yeah, you would not pass for. Yeah. Yeah.
William comes up to Maxine and he's like, "What's going to happen when we get there? What is the plan?"
I don't really have a plan. I kind of want to get a look at the place. When the concierge was giving directions, did he mention any landmarks near it? Any other restaurants or stores?
Yeah, there are a whole bunch of Indian stores and a couple restaurants there. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find.
Well, my point was, is there a place that we can go inside of that's near it to kind of get a look at the tea shop?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Across the street.
Right.
Yep. Yes, when you get there, it is starting to get dark. It's dusk. So by the time you get there, you've got maybe half an hour of daylight left. So you can see that shops are closing up. You can make a luck check. Let's see, to see if something's still open. Lottie, across from the tea shop.
Give me 1 sec. Hey.
There is, in fact, there's a restaurant, so they're going to be open for a little while. You could get a table and have a little something to eat after your
Eat more
dinner.
food.
Second dinner. And oh yeah, Ingrid's with you. And then kind of watch the tea shop across the way if you want. It appears to still be open.
Perfect. Does it look like she lives there? It's like a house with a tea shop.
Um,
Or do most of the shops look that way? Like people live in their
well,
shops?
it's a one-story building, so it might. There's another store, a little Indian grocery store next to it, and then an alley on the other side. Between a two-story, looks like poor apartments. So you're not. It's not. I would say it's not entirely clear if the shop is also a home, because there's only one floor. If there were two floors, that would strongly suggest residency.
Well, I guess we get a table near a window and just watch and see what we can figure out.
Okay.
Recon.
Get out your binoculars, William.
You can see. Actually, let's see. Who's doing the spotting? Who's got the best view?
I think that Lottie has the best spot. I should say.
Sharpest eyes. All right. Why don't you make a spot hidden, and I'll tell you what you see.
And she's like, give me those. And takes them from William.
Okay. Well, you certainly see that there is a. So there's a door, and then there's one small window. So there's not like some big long window to see into it from, but and the window has bars in it, just like a lot of other windows in shops around here, and the door is solid, so no glass in the door. But you can see through the window, and you occasionally see a woman go kind of appear, and you get a side view of her as she goes to a shelf along the wall and gathers a couple of things for a customer and then comes back. She's doing business. There's since she's been sitting there's been maybe 3 people that have come into the shop to get things, and they come out with bags, like small bags. At one point you see that you see that there's another person in there with her that's not a customer. You don't get a very good look at them, but you can see that there's somebody else in there too, briefly. You only catch like a brief glimpse, more almost like a shadow of somebody in there.
Lottie relays this to everybody and says, I seem fairly, like a tea shop, I guess, except for, one person who seems to not be doing actual business. There's more, I don't know exactly, I can't hear from this fire, so maybe just chatting with her or doing some other business.
You think it's the kid?
She tries to link the two, but I'm sure she doesn't get a good enough glimpse of the person.
Yeah, no, you really don't know. I guess it's possible, but you really can't tell one way or the other for sure.
Well, darn it, I don't want to set the place on fire if that kid's inside. I just don't know how He's really involved in that.
And we're here just to look. We're not here to set fires.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was speaking metaphorically on fire.
Lottie looks over to Maxine and frowns slightly. Uh-huh.
William nods and looks at Maxine.
You can see that for Lottie suddenly sees that there's the door opens, the front door, and you get a brief glimpse. The woman actually steps out and just kind of takes a look around on the street briefly, and then puts the closed sign on the front door on the doorknob, and then goes back inside and closes the door. And she looks like that.
She doesn't really look like the woman that we saw at the train station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, does she look like a completely different person?
She's so the woman on the train was a larger woman. You'd say she might weigh upwards of 180 pounds or so. This woman looks like 130 pounds.
Interesting. I mean, I know this is the right place because it's the right owner, and this is the name that Bundari gave us. So she says, I don't know what's going on. I mean, is it possible? I don't know, there's two of them? Sisters? Or she changed her appearance somehow?
William's thinking about it for a minute, and he's like, the boy was the one wearing the ankh.
He might be working for her. But it looks like they're having some sort of meeting right now. I think not the boy. I didn't spot him, but whoever went in there to speak to the woman and the woman herself. And she
wait.
closed early.
Did she leave? I mean,
No. She put the closed sign and then went back in and closed the door.
oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought she left.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I wonder how dim is it getting outside?
Oh, it's starting to get very dark all of a sudden. Dusk doesn't last very long.
We could try to get over on the side of the house and get a listen by the window.
Lottie looks uncomfortable. He said you're just gonna come by. I don't want to get too close. I don't want to get hexed or anything like that.
Yeah, but I mean, what they could be saying something important in there.
I'm not one for spying. Not. I can be a lookout, but I'm not good at getting up close.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. How about you all keep an eye out for me, and so the restaurant that we're in, does it have open windows? Considering the climate.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some sort of signal if you see trouble coming toward me. All right.
Yeah, like what exactly? An owl? No, owl. I don't know how common owls are here. A dog?
Woof.
I'll a visual.
Someone might stand outside here and just kind of shoot a gun in the air, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the lights are on here in the restaurant. And so I reckon from outside, I could see something going on from this table if it was obvious enough. Some sort of visual signal. That's a good idea.
I could pop my hat up 3 times.
Or how about you put your hat on the windowsill if you see trouble. And maybe laugh real loud. So that might grab my attention.
All right then.
All right. Max looks at the others and yeah, it says, wish me luck. And she grabs her handbag, walks over to the door, and basically what she's going to try to do is meander over to that space, where the window is, and if anybody's looking at her, she's going to be like pulling a cigarette out. She's not going to actually light it because she doesn't want to draw attention to herself, but if someone was looking right at her, it would look like she was getting ready to light a cigarette.
Okay. Okay. You make your way over
do the old cup trick.
I'm sorry?
Do the old cup trick. Put the cup to the wall.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's the window's open, but it's got bars, so she shouldn't have to. Not that she's good at listening, but they're probably talking in another language.
Yeah, true.
But she's going to see what she can do. So what do you want me to roll, Darren?
Listen. This is definitely a listen check.
That's a big old fail. I'm not going to push that.
Okay.
Is the window low enough that she can peek through it?
Well, there's a curtain drawn across the window now.
Oh, okay.
It's nighttime, so yeah. If I neglected to mention that, sorry, but yes, there's she went inside and like drew a curtain over the window.
Okay. Can she hear enough that she can make out different voices, or does she just not really hear anything?
She definitely hears a voice, but it's very low.
Okay. I think she's going to kind of look frustrated and then tiptoe down the alley and see if there's another window or another door in back.
There is okay, so you go down the alley, and you can see that about 2/3 of the way down the alley before it empties out onto another back alley, like tees into an alley back there. There is a door.
Interesting.
It's not 100% certain that this belongs to the same shop.
Okay.
But it's the same building, certainly. If the shop takes up the whole building, then yes. But if it shares it with something on the back, then no, it would not be. And the building is only about 12 yards deep, so it's not a huge building.
Right. Does she see any windows along the back?
You'd have to go all the way around to see that. You'd have to go to the T part of the alley, which you could do.
She'll go up to the door and stick her ear on it and see if she can hear anything. Like, it sounds like a completely different
make a listen check.
Family having dinner. Boy. I'm not going to spend 5 luck.
Yeah, okay. You definitely hear the same voice, so I would say you do at least confirm that the voice is coming from, it's the same voice you heard before. So this would tell you that it probably is part of the same building, right, or the same shop area.
Right, I think she's going to edge to the T and look down the alley both ways. And just kind of, all she's looking to see is if there's another window on the back of the house. She's being very alert. She's trying to.
Okay.
For other people.
Okay. Make a spot hidden then. Okay. The alley back here looks. I mean, there's a lot of garbage in that. This is obviously the back alley off of a lot of buildings with a lot of back doors that throw their garbage out here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't you see a couple people further up, maybe about 30 yards away, or maybe not quite that far, smoking cigarettes and talking. Definitely not associated with this building. You see a couple of windows that look like the same kind of window with the same kind of curtain as the shop.
And the curtains are drawn in the back windows,
yes.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She will head back the way she came, walk over to where that side door was. How would it open? She's looking at it.
It would open in and to the left.
In and to the left. Does it have a knob or just a push?
It does. It has a knob and it has a keyhole.
Okay. She is going to walk up to that door and just ever so slowly and gently start turning the knob to see if it's locked.
Okay. It is not locked. Or at least the handle turns.
Right.
Now
it doesn't feel locked.
You're aware of some doors where the knob turns, but that's separate from the key because it's just the way the door is designed.
And there could be a bar or whatever.
Yes. But from the way you are, the feeling of the doorknob is that you're working the lock mechanism as you turn it, so it seems like it is unlocked.
Right. She will slowly and carefully, turn it back to its original position. She doesn't want any click.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to try to head back over to the restaurant without being noticed. Although if the curtains are drawn, pretty good chance that the witch won't see her.
Okay. You head back to the restaurant.
She walks back over to the table, kind of flushed with adrenaline, and sits down. So, yeah, I couldn't make out anything that she was saying. I just heard a voice, and there was some windows in back, everything covered with curtains. But there is a side door in the alley, and I don't think it's locked.
I don't know if you want to be going that close.
Let's just hang out here a bit longer and until they kick us out, pretty much. See if we can see anybody else come in or out.
Sure. Alright, let's just be careful.
Okay. So who all is doing this?
I think we're all just waiting to see if anybody leaves, if the light inside the house goes out, or... just waiting until basically it's so late they're like, get out.
Okay.
Try to act like we're just really, enjoying the food or whatever
Yeah.
they have going on
The
here.
restaurant does eventually close down, and they're gonna make you leave. They're polite for a long time, and then they finally say like, okay, time to. We hope you enjoyed your meal and come back tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Max smiles. When the person leaves, we could come back tomorrow. I mean, maybe she goes somewhere during the day. She's got to leave that shop sometime.
I don't know if we should be following this one around. I think we should be heading.
I'm
Huh?
not suggesting we follow her around. I'm suggesting that we wait till she leaves. I mean, that's kind of the opposite of following her around, right?
Lottie rubs her temples and, as they kind of get up to go. He says, "Look, I don't want to get us into any more trouble before we head to the mountain."
Yeah, I don't like the idea of letting her get away scot-free after what she done. But I hear you.
You don't have any evidence, though, that she was the one who attacked us, right?
Yeah, she's a witch. Bundari said so.
Hey, she's a witch, but she might not have been the one. You know?
Well, we could, if we got inside a house, we might be able to find some sort of evidence, which is why I was thinking we could wait until she leaves.
Lottie is on the fence, very much not wanting to do this. You can see her just shaking her head as they start to walk.
What's Ingrid doing?
You're watching Ingrid while they're talking. She's looking at Lottie, and you can see that she looks irritated and impatient, and actually rolls her eyes when Lottie says, "I don't want to get into any trouble before we go to the mountain." She's not saying anything, but you're watching her, so you kind of see her expressions.
Yeah.
She,
William
her
looks
body
back.
language is clearly that she's all in favor of doing something about this person.
Yeah. William looks back at Maxine and says, "Perhaps, since you're good at sneaking into places, breaking and entering and such, what if we keep watch while Ingrid and Maxine get inside?"
Well, we definitely need people on the outside.
Ingrid says, "It seems these two are perfect for being on the outside. You and I can do this, Maxine."
Fine. I'm not liking this plan one bit. It seems your minds aren't going to be changed.
You want to just let her get... What did you say? How did you describe it, Maxine?
I don't remember what I said, but get away with it was what I meant, I guess.
Yes, we can't let her get away with this.
But we don't know if she's the one who did it in the first place. We're just making assumptions.
Well, I ain't gonna kill her or anything, especially if I don't know if it's not her. But, I just don't want to turn a blind eye to the situation either. I think maybe Lottie is starting to know Maxine well enough to also realize that she craves these sort of situations.
Of course.
Mhm. William kind of wants to go in there too, but to pilfer around, and he looks to Lottie and he's like, "Perhaps we could find the proof inside."
How about she? Like, you bastard. One of the three of you find proof inside. I'll keep a lookout.
Right. So, we doing this tomorrow? I mean, we could try it now, but she's for sure in there. Tomorrow we might get a chance to get in if she, I don't know, goes grocery shopping or, hunting for sacrificial victims or whatever she does in her free time.
Well, that's up to you. This is your plan.
William pats Lottie on the elbow and says, "I do agree. We do not know yet if she is responsible for what happened on the train."
So the house across the street, lights are still on as we're kind of exiting the restaurant.
No.
It's gone dark, and
Yep.
we didn't see anyone leave.
No, you did not. Though I will say, if
Thinking of
someone
sneaking through.
left from that side door that you saw, where you are at this restaurant, you would not see down that alley.
Right. Um, just on the off chance, Max, as they're exiting, kind of runs back in and tries to find the proprietor of this restaurant.
Okay, sure. He he looks momentarily impatient, but you can see him force a patronly smile on his face.
She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think we left the tip." And she pulls
Oh.
out like probably double what's
Yes. Okay.
generous.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. It was lovely.
Oh,
We'll
we are so
definitely
pleased that you
return.
enjoyed it.
And I know we were in imposition. I really apologize. Um, if I can just impose for just a moment longer, I was wondering, the tea shop across the street. I'm really craving
Yes.
the taste of home, and so tomorrow we might come back. And I was hoping that it would, to catch it during when it's open. Because we also have some plans in the afternoon. Anyway, is there a time when it's not open that we should avoid?
It is not open at night.
Yeah, but it's open all day.
Most of the day, yes. Sometimes she comes and sometimes she goes. But you will always see from the sign on the door.
Yeah, I see. All right. Okay. Thank you again.
And if you must wait, you are welcome to come here and have some nice drinks.
Oh, that sounds delightful, and we might take you up on that.
And he smiles, but you can see as he's doing so, he is also sort of subtly guiding you towards the front door.
Yeah, she lets herself be guided,
Yeah.
hoping that the tip made up for it a bit.
Yep. Yep.
And as they're leaving, then she says, "Well, you did imply that sometimes she comes and goes, so if we come back tomorrow, we might get lucky." And I also made sure that we were going to be welcome here, if you know what I mean.
right.
I guess we're ready.
Back to the hotel.
Yep.
All right. You return to the hotel then.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for the day?
Don't think
I mean,
so.
for the yeah. Okay. Um. Ingrid is in a somewhat amorous mood, Maxine. I don't know how you respond to that, but it seems like this whole. You can kind of tell something in the mood changed when you. Because you're so determined to kind of get revenge for Rodney, you can tell something has. Like, that did something. And so now she's more solicitous.
Well, I think it would depend on if Lottie was in the room.
Oh no!
Oh,
No,
Lottie basically, once they get back,
I'm
yeah,
nuts.
she immediately
Yeah,
leaves.
there would be absolutely nothing when Lottie is around. It's just when the two of you are alone.
Yeah, I think like any buddy who's kind of new to a situation, she's definitely hesitant to initiate anything, but she's happy when if Ingrid starts to come on to her, because it makes her feel like things are better
Patched
between
up,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm sure Lottie and William have their their little their new romance,
Making little Irish babies.
making little
We're
little,
having a reading corner.
UK babies, yeah, a reading corner. There you go. All right. So it seems like everybody passes a happy night, and if you want, we can take a quick bio break. Or we can just keep going. I'm actually okay, surprisingly.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna just grab some water.
Okay. Then I will be right back in a minute, too. All right, I'm back.
All right.
Okay, so it is morning.
I think Maxine is in a very good mood, considering how grumpy and I can't think of the word
Yeah.
I want to use, but she's been picking fights with Lottie and
Yes.
and whatnot. And
Yeah.
when they all kind of get up to breakfast together, she's just all smiles, pink cheeks, excitement, obviously excited and happy. keeps shooting Ingrid little glances.
I would say Lottie and William might pick that up. Ingrid looks a little embarrassed at Maxine's looks, but you notice she kind of touches your leg under the table surreptitiously. Okay, so you guys all have breakfast, and Ingrid says, "Oh, I forgot to look over the supplies last night. Got a little distracted. I will do that this morning."
Yeah, although I want to get over there. I mean, maybe she goes out and does a shopping in the morning. I just hate to miss an opportunity.
Yes, the supplies can wait, I'm sure.
You don't trust any of the supplies there, Ingrid?
Oh, trust you. I thought you wanted me to maybe look them over just to see if I had any ideas.
Aye, if you want to do that, but I agree with Maxine. This is her plan, but whenever you decide, um, s- she just shrugs and eats a last of her muffin.
She says, "I'm not afraid to get my hands a little dirty."
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'd just rather not go in the hospital for the second time in, a month and a half.
And Max looks over at Lottie, a little shamefaced. Yeah, for sure. You need to stay. Keep yourself out of harm's way. You've been through enough, and we got plenty of danger to go around coming up.
I would rather save getting tortured for later. I've already been through it once so far.
We didn't use up all our fireworks. We only used up a little of them. Do we have any just firecrackers?
Sure.
Maybe we can take a couple of these firecrackers, and if we really need a distraction, each of us can take a couple, light them, throw them. Like if you're at the restaurant, you could just toss it out the window, and it would definitely create some sort of a commotion.
All right. Oh, Jesus. Jesus preserve me.
I mean, you can just light it and then back away. I don't even want you to get seen. Just saying.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you think is best there, Maxine.
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, she said, whatever you think is best there, Maxine.
I don't know what's best, per se. Just, trying to cover all the bases.
It's work.
You got any last minute ideas or suggestions there, William?
He came back a little late and caught like the end of the conversation. We'll say he's using the restroom or something, and then he noticed them talking about the trouble. So he says, "Everything should be fine. We'll keep a lookout." Well, I suppose Lottie will keep a lookout, and perhaps I'll join you after. I'll stay with Lottie, and I'll find you inside. Or should I pose as someone shopping.
And the problem is, she knows our faces.
Or does she? That could be the tell. If she knows who we
Interesting.
are.
Let's not introduce ourselves to any witches. I am.
I mean, if I was any good at disguises, but that's not my strength.
He looks over to Lottie as she says that. It could be quite dangerous if she does know who we are.
Oh, this entire thing's dangerous, I think.
I doubt she'd try anything. Broad daylight, middle of a busy thoroughfare, but still, I'd like her not to know that we know where she is. Let's head out there, set up our little stakeout, and hope for the best.
Alright, let's get going.
Okay. All right. Lottie.
Hope for the best.
All right, you head back over.
I think, trying to be discreet again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, going out the kitchen and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping our eyes peeled for people following us.
Okay. Who's doing the looking outing?
Lottie's the
Lottie.
lookout. Look out, Lottie.
Look out.
Look at Lottie, shotgun Lottie. I got all the
Alright.
names.
Make your spot hidden.
Alright. I see some stuff.
Yeah, you are a normal success, worth certain that you are not being followed.
I think we're fine. Doesn't seem like the whole kitchen check is working for us.
All right.
What do your Irish eyes tell us?
Well, it tells us a lot of things there. Like the fact that you're too tall.
Too tall for what?
Well,
Lottie's really short. So.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's fine.
yeah, right. Well, you can get acrobatic. All right, so
That's true, she's a high dex.
alrighty. Changing the subject. You are at the restaurant now. And you're not sure if the owner is happy to see you or not, but
Right.
but he certainly puts on a happy face. You have come back so soon. Please, I'm sure you would like your same table by the window so you can watch everybody.
Yeah. It's just we got some time to kill before our safari in the next couple of days, and sitting around in a hotel room is just so
Oh,
boring.
exciting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they start bringing you food out.
Max gets out a pack of cards as if they're just planning to camp out here. all day.
Oh God! you
But-
catch out of the corner of your eye the manager, the owner, and like the head, the one of the waiters start talking concernedly over in the corner, glancing occasionally in your direction discreetly.
But she keeps ordering things. It's not like one of those
Well,
situations
it-
where
yeah,
you're
and
at a
it's-
diner and you just order coffee.
It's also one of the it's an unusual restaurant in that they just bring you things. You don't order specific things. There's no menu. It's whatever the cook wants to make. So they just
like
keep
that.
they just keep bringing you different little things.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Okay, so you're watching, and
Yep. Playing cards. Max
yep.
is robbing William blind.
the the sign on the door says it's open, but you notice about an hour later, the curtains are drawn shut again, and the woman comes out and closes the door and puts the closed sign on the door, and then heads up the street.
Yeah, Lottie sees this and
And
taps.
she's got like a little a colorful bag over her shoulder, like a satchel, kind of like I don't know, like a cross between a satchel and a sack. It's like like a shopping bag, sort of.
She taps William on the shoulder. Hey, she's leaving. She's leaving.
Off to lunch, perhaps.
Maybe she looks like she's shopping. She's got a bag. You might want to hurry. 3 of you or 2 of you. Whoever's going in.
Yeah. Let's go. Have a smoke in the alley or something.
Okay.
All right. You two head over first. No, I'll catch up.
Max might suggest that William maybe stays near the front. Maybe she can sneak in and let him in through the front door. What do you think? Do you guys think we should stick together? You see any benefit to doing it the other way?
He was gonna kind of like wait for them to get their position and then like head across the street, and in case he caught anything that they didn't catch, you know.
Ah, good. Okay. So yeah, Max and Ingrid head down the alley
Okay.
toward the door that was open last night.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then, yeah, not long after, like William will sit and talk to Lottie and make it look like they're just sharing a moment together, which they would be, of course. And then he'd follow right to the alley where Ingrid and Maxine are.
Up to the door,
No, not to the front door, but
just to the entrance to the alley.
yeah, to where they are.
Okay. Yep. So you can see them, and you're sort of tucked off the main street in the alley. Okay.
Like maybe if somebody tails them at all, like maybe he might run into them or notice that, perhaps he's just giving it like a little time to see if they're being tailed or watched at all.
Okay. All right. Max, you see William in the alley. William, you can make a spot hidden check. Yep, doesn't seem like anyone's watching
Max
or following.
looks at him, kind of probably gets the nod, and heads toward the door with Ingrid, presses her ear up against it.
Mm-hmm. You can make a listen check.
Oh, I need to... For some reason that didn't work. Hold on.
Might have to click on and off, or off and on again.
Yeah. She's such a bad listener.
Eh. You don't hear anything except
Yeah.
the sounds of the city.
She whispers to Ingrid to keep her eye on the other end of the alley.
Okay.
And then she's going to start turning that knob again, really slowly and quietly, see if it feels unlocked.
It does not. It feels locked this time.
She kind of frowns, reaches into her bag, pulls out her lock picks, and goes to work.
Okay. Go for it. If you're willing to take your time, I'll let you have a bonus die. But that's up to you. That's like a couple extra minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So slow and steady.
Didn't need it, but
Didn't need it. Oh yeah. I mean, the lock is not a particularly complex one. So you actually get it. You have it within, maybe 15 seconds. You've got it popped.
she turns to Ingrid and just grins and puts the picks back in her handbag and puts her fingers to her lips and then turns the knob and tries to open it as slowly and quietly as she can.
All right. She does so. And I'll show you what you see.
So kind of a storage area.
Yeah, you see a lot of crates. Most of them say tea on it. Some of them just have symbols. Some of them have leaves drawn on it. A quick scan of them, reveals that they look like they probably, at least a lot of them, came from India.
She will slip in, giving William kind of a nod as she does. If he decides to come in, she's leaving the door open, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Ingrid will follow behind you.
And she shuts the door, so it doesn't look open, but she points to Ingrid and starts pointing at the crates, and then she's going to walk over to this doorway here and listen, see if she hears any movement or anything.
Okay. You can listen again. William starts walking down.
If I ever make a listen check, I'm going to be so excited.
Yeah. You listen at the door and go ahead. Oh, you did. No, you don't hear anything.
Is it an actual door or
Yeah,
like a curtain?
it's a door, but it's doesn't even have a lock on it.
What was over here on this little shelf?
All kinds of tea, little sacks of tea, different kinds.
All right.
And I mean, you can see out into the main room there. It's a counter.
Well, she's going to peer around the corner, like crouch down, so where
Right.
you're not at the eye level of people who would be looking around. Like she's low, and then she kind of looks around the room really quickly to see if she spots anyone.
Yep, she does not. It would be impossible for anybody to be in this room without you seeing them.
Okay.
Unless they're lying down like right here.
Right, under the counter or something. She will go back over to this doorway, and if it's a knob again, she'll just do her little slow turn of it to see if it's locked.
It's not. This is not even like that. This is just a handle.
Right.
It doesn't even unlock any. You can feel there's no resistance at all.
Does it open inward or outward?
It opens in and to the right.
Okay, she will open it just a crack so that she can peer in And
Okay.
she's trying to be really, really careful.
You can see, like, right on the other side there, is like a chest of drawers with a shirt on top.
Okay. She'll open it a little bit far. Wait 30 seconds, open it a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah, you can see there's nobody in here.
Okay.
It's a bedroom.
She walks in and starts rummaging around.
Okay.
Oh, is this what's this right here? Right there.
That's a window. It's a window with a curtain over it.
Curiously, she will walk over there and see what's out there, because it looks like there's no room.
You are right. It has a beautiful view of the building next to it, but you can imagine if you opened this window, you'd get at least a little bit of air in here.
Yeah. Well, she's not going to do that. She doesn't. Well, it's just a building, so maybe open it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to start going through, looking under the bed, moving crates, looking in drawers.
Okay.
Now that she's more confident that no one's here, she's not being, quite as slow and
Yes.
tedious about it.
All right. So you may you can make a spot hidden. I wish there was a more of an investigative skill. That's one thing that seems a little
Right.
weird. Everything's spot hidden. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, she failed if it was normal.
Yep. Yeah, you don't. You're looking through things. I mean, there's some women's clothes.
Does she see the outfit of the woman who was on the train?
Make an intelligence check for me. You're not entirely certain. You find a dress and it could be, but it's just impossible to say for sure if it's
She's gonna go
exactly
see
the same.
if William came in, because she wants to show him. He got a look at her too. Ingrid didn't.
All right. William will get one shot at it, and then that's it. So, William, you can make an intelligence check.
Yeah. He was kind of studying the door outside, and then he kind of peeks in to see how things are going. And
Again, William, you're not 100% sure. I would say you are leaning towards it could have. I mean, Maxine isn't sure. You're also not much more sure than she is, actually.
What about sizes? You said this woman was much smaller.
Yes, this is too small.
So this is too small.
Yep. It could have been by the pattern and all that, but it's definitely too small.
And we don't see like bigger clothes and smaller clothes in here.
Well, actually, so in this you find women's clothes, and in this smaller chest of drawers, it's man's clothes.
But that's interesting.
Definitely way too big to be the little boy.
Too big to be the little boy.
Right.
Okay.
You don't find any child's clothes in here.
She'll point that out. I don't see any kid clothes, and for some reason there's men's clothes in here. You guys find anything in this room?
Ingrid is... Oh, she doesn't have any luck. Let's see. I'll let somebody else roll. William, luck check.
Yes!
Ingrid is about to say she has not, but then she says, wait a minute. And she says, help me with this barrel.
Yeah, sure.
William will come over quickly.
Yeah. And you move the barrel out of the way, and you can see that kind of in the back here under the barrel, there's a trapdoor.
A trapdoor.
Max looks up at them both and grins again. Nice find, Ingrid. Looks like you hit the jackpot. But hold on a second. She's going to examine this trap door for traps.
Okay, that's a spot.
Or like the old trick where you put like a toothpick in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nothing.
Nope.
Might try to open it.
Yep, it's got little hinges.
Could I look as well, or is that?
No, I can't. If I let people do more than one, you'd always succeed eventually.
Yeah.
So you go with one, and that's what you
Right.
get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, you you pull it open. It creaks open, and you can see that there is a kind of a rusty metal ladder going straight down to a wooden like a wooden platform, very small. Here I will let's do it over here.
William looks to Maxine and Ingrid, and he says, "One of us should be in the alley looking for Lottie's signal, perhaps."
Yeah.
He starts to back away a little bit.
Give us a listen here, William. I think I got peanut butter in my ears. Do you hear anything down there before you go?
You can give it a shot. You do not hear anything.
I do not hear anything.
All right.
All right, give me a shout if you need it. I'll be up by the door here.
I'll grab a smoke out there. Max reaches into her handbag and pulls out one of Shelley's flashlights, hands it to Ingrid. Can you hold this for me? Light the way.
Sure.
And Max,
You can see that there is a concerned look on Ingrid's face, looking down there.
Max doesn't notice. She's just like practically panting with excitement, like, what is down here? And as Ingrid shines the light down the ladder, she slings her, handbag over her chest crossways and starts climbing down.
Okay. As you start to climb down, your nose is assaulted with a horrible rotting smell. In fact, you need to make a constitution roll or you might get sick. Okay, you can control your stomach, but the smell is terrible.
She kind of gags, dry heaves, but then covers her nose and with one hand and continues on.
Okay.
Oh God, you getting that smell, Ingrid? Bring me that light.
Ugh. It smells like death. Yeah, she leans over and hands you the flashlight.
And she'll take the flashlight and kind of talking like she's got a cold because she's not breathing through her nose. All right, thanks. I won't be long. I'm gonna see what this is. And she slowly starts shining the light around.
Steps going down, and you see a dirty dirt basement floor.
Her heart pounding. She looks back at Ingrid.
Should I come down?
Let me have a look. And
Be careful.
yeah, I won't go 5. And I'll give you the okay here in a minute. She kind of creeps forward slowly till she gets, down the stairs and can shine her light at whatever she sees at the bottom.
Boom. A disgusting statue. About 4 feet high. Crude statue of black stone. It's almost like a dwarf. With 4 eyes, and it has 4 arms, and in each arm it's carrying a large curved blade. And looking down at its feet, instead of feet, it actually has 3 large tentacles that just kind of snake out over the stone in place of feet.
I think this is the right place.
And you can make a Cthulhu Mythos check. I think you have a little bit.
Like 2 points or something.
Yeah, you never know.
There you go. Yeah, she's pretty sure it's part of that.
Yeah.
But
And there's this here is a pillar about 2 feet high. So like a stone, almost like a stone table, round table. And the first thing you see as your light flashes on it, because the first thing you noticed was this statue, that caught your eye immediately. But then you notice here that on this statue there is a pair of handcuffs that are what's the word? Pounded into the stone with an iron ring.
Max looks at it with just horror, but also a kind of rage starting to build. She walks forward just a bit more and looks to her left and right.
Yep. So you see the whole of the chamber now. Oops, hold on. It's not very large.
And she doesn't see any people, right? Or creatures?
No, there are no people in here. These are unlit candles. And here, to your immediate left, is a padlocked stone cabinet.
Max.
So it's like a stone freezer.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just fine to refrigerate things down here. Max looks around, nods to herself, and heads back halfway up the stairs and says, "You need to see this, Ingrid. You need to know what you're dealing with."
She clunks down the steps or the ladder, and comes up to you and touches your arm and says, What did you find?
Max reaches out and takes her hand. And she says, I don't know what I expected, but this is something like it. And what you're going to see, it's going to tell you a lot about the mountain and what we're likely to find there. So she kind of squeezes Ingrid's hand, brace yourself, but remember, I'm right here.
Okay.
And she leads her down to the room.
Okay.
Looks at Ingrid for reactions as she's looking at
she
the
looks at that
statue
statue
and the manacles.
and just she sees the statue first and she says, "That's like a parody of an Indian god."
Oh, yeah, the arms. I didn't think about that. She points to the manacles.
Yeah, she turns her lip at the sight of that, and she says, "Who knows what disgusting things she does down here to people." She looks around. She says, "This is a very unwholesome place."
It is. But I need you to come over here and hold the light.
She does.
And Max starts trying to pick the padlock.
And when you shine the light and look, you're showing her where the handcuffs are, you can see there's like some dried blood in the sand, in the dirt at the base of this pillar.
Is this a dirt floor?
Yes.
Do we see any flies around here or anything?
You do now. You didn't when you first came in, but there are already starting to be some flies that have made their way in here, but it didn't seem like there was before.
She reaches into her handbag, kind of pulls out Bundari's the fly spotter, the fly whisk that he gave her.
Okay.
And she kind of grips it in one hand as she's looking around the room, just to see if, she doesn't know what to expect.
Right.
If it does anything.
Yep. Okay. You can make a spot hidden.
Ouch.
No, I mean you certainly notice that there's now more dried blood in the sand than you noticed before. It's dark down here, right? So it's just your flashlight. It's not as light as it appears. So you're starting, and you can smell, like, now you're recognizing this is the smell of death. Like, there have been dead bodies in here for a long time.
But she doesn't see any dead bodies.
No, you don't see...
She hasn't opened the cabinet yet.
You do not see any bodies, but you smell that it's just this place is full of it.
She'll look at the fly whisk and say, so you hold the light and hold this too.
She does.
Because I need both hands. And she'll start to pick the padlock.
All right, do your pick lot. Are you taking your time or are you going fast? I would say you have a feeling of dread. Your natural urge would be to go quickly.
I think she's going to go quickly, and she's got a machete. Her honest thing is, if I can't get this open, I'm just going to hack it.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Oh, you get it. Your hands are just a tiny bit shaking, but you get the padlock off. You manage to unlock it.
And then she's going to reach out, kind of pull her hand back, like she almost doesn't want to open it. And then she'll swallow hard and look at Ingrid and force herself to reach out and take the handle of the cabinet and start to open it.
Okay. Yeah, it's heavy, but it actually is hinged, so you can lever it up. And the first thing that the flashlight shines on, there are several things in here, are photographs of the three of you, not Ingrid, the three of you in Cairo. And that is where we're going to end.
Her mouth drops open. Last thing she was expecting.
Fuck.
Wow. Things are getting heavy.
Shit. God damn.
We're in a good position though. I think this was the smart way to do it. Lottie keeping an eye out across the street. William in the alley. All of us still kind of within reach of each other. So I think we did this right.